fuori con la sua trama, la fama in tutto il mondo, le gioie a pubblicar, voli con la sua tromba, voli in tutto il mondo, le gioie a pubblicar. Voli con la sua tromba, la fama in tutto il mondo, le gioie a pubblicar. Voli con la sua tromba, la fama in tutto il mondo, le gioie a pubblicar. Le gioie a pubblicar. Il cielo rimamba, che giorno più giocondo, sorde non può manar, sorde non può manar, sorde non può manar, giorno più giocondo, sorte non può mandar, non può mandar. Fuori con la sua tromba, la fama in tutto il mondo, le gioie a pubblicar. Fuori con la sua tromba, fuori in tutto il mondo, le gioie a pubblicar. Fuori con la sua tromba, la fama in tutto il mondo, le gioie a pubblicar. Fuori con la sua tromba, la fama in tutto il mondo, le gioie a pubblicar. Le gioie a
Bravo. Now, did you do this in the show too?
I did. I did.
Okay, your speaking voice cracks me up. That's awesome. I did. Yeah, that's awesome. Beautiful music in it. Can I ask how old you are?
23.
Cool. That's awesome. Because you know what? There's not a lot of people that sing this repertoire.
Right.
There's a lot of people that would like to hear you sing this repertoire. Because there's not a lot. You have good mobility, you've got this voice, which is great. The thing that I appreciated so much about this was you were the king when you came out. I had no idea how old you were, which is why I asked you. But you had the presence of a king. You made what, like 2 gestures? But you made them. And then you were done with it. So there was none of this kind of opera extraneous. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You owned it. That's really good. Did you guys get that? And it didn't feel like he wasn't gesturing or needed to it was organic to the movie. You even walked a little bit, which can often look really weird in this kind of setting, and it didn't because you owned it. And it came out of the music, and you did it. You guys all get that? It was really good. I like that. And what you're singing is all really good. It's really great. What I'm wanting at this point now, to take it to the next level, there's not a lot to do with this kind of aria. Right? It's one of these like, and the bass needs an aria. You know? As he paid me a little extra, and his agent was like, he'll only do it if he gets an aria in the first act that ends the act. There's a duet. Okay, but no, that's okay. So what we want to find is ways then that we can help handle here, and we can show more dimension.
Okay.
You do one little piano. Both times you did it, at 57, which was really good. It's marked piano. And that's kind of the only variation you gave us.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Do you agree with that?
Yes.
Yeah. So what happens is, it's easy for us to stop listening.
Right.
Okay? If I'm you, now this is also, it's not the most interesting coloratura aria. I mean, when you get the melismas, it's a little instrumental. And when Handel gets instrumental, it's so hard. Don't fight it, go with it.
Okay.
How would Yo-Yo Ma play that? I bet he wouldn't play it. He could play it that way, but he wouldn't be Yo-Yo Ma. Let's use your imagination.
Okay.
And let's take it down to like a mezzo piano, just so we're doing it musically, not even like vocally. Okay. And let's just see what kind of phrasing we can find in that.
Okay.
Okay? So just the beginning.
Voli con la sua trama.
Okay, try something different now.
Okay.
Voli con la sua trama.
Okay, try something different.
Okay.
Can't be like the first two.
Voli con la sua trama.
Are you finding anything interesting? It's not the most interesting line, I'm not gonna lie. Okay,
So don't
think of it-
necessarily phrase where the change of direction is?
Not
Because
necessarily.
that's
I mean,
where I
you
was
can.
going. Okay.
Yeah. Let's slow this down. You know, just see if you can find more. I'm not offering anything because it's not very easy. It's not the most
Okay.
interesting thing, but that's your job to find the interest in it. Okay?
Okay.
Voli con la sua trama.
Different direction. I like that.
Okay.
Yeah, that had good, different kind of. You were taking us more on a journey that way.
Okay.
Now, remember also, you're the king,
Right.
and you're talking about trumpet sounding and all this great stuff. You're also a father,
Right.
and this is your little girl. There's a great video going around, you know, like I have nothing better to do, and it's a father giving away his daughter. Have you guys seen this? Oh! Hello, maestro. Have you seen it? It's really sweet. Talking to the son-in-law and say, you know, my wife and I, and he's kind, is he sort of Southern? Yeah, it's like a Southern thing, and he's like, you know, he's holding his daughter's arm, and he's talking to the son, and he's like, you know, my wife and I have not raised her to turn her over to somebody who's not going to be very good. And it's really humorous. You need to see this.
Okay.
Can you? Okay, you need to see it.
Okay.
Because you're a loving, proud, gentle father who's a powerful king.
Mhm.
But we see your gentleness later on, and also
Yeah.
if you give us more of this happy, proud father at this point in the opera, when you turn your back on Ginevra later, the heartbreak is way worse. So make sure you're not this stock king character.
Okay.
You're a father.
Okay.
And she's never looked more beautiful. And you like Ariodante. This is a good match.
Right.
And she's your little girl. Is this the little girl I married? Did you sing that or something?
No. We danced to it in movement class. That's a whole nother story. Whole nother story.
Show it! No, I'm just kidding. But this is just playing. This is me just playing because it's hard to find something with this aria. But that kind of so it's more hugging her. It's more you see her crying as she's looking at you, and this is gentle, happy, but fatherly singing. Let's just sing it with that and see what happens.
Okay.
Yep.
Fuori con la sua tra.
Right on the top of it. So we start out there. Da 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 ya. We don't go da ba ba.
Right.
Da da dee ya da da.
Fuori con la sua trama.
Okay, what do you think of that?
It's nice.
That has like kind of an easier phrasing to it, no? Now, keep the opening with that and that's where the embrace happens.
Okay.
So let it be this kind of exciting trumpet sort of announcement, and then you're doing this to her on the you're taking their hands, you're putting their hands together, fatherly on those lines, okay?
Fuori con la sua trama. La fama in tutto il mondo.
Gioia, happiness, pride.
Li gioia pubblicar. Fuori con la sua tromba. Fuori in tutto il mondo. Li gioia pubblicar.
How's it feel?
Feels much better. It feels stately, but vulnerable.
Yeah, there's a humanity that comes into it. There's a father quality, and that's all of a sudden makes you have more than just one dimension. And I'm telling you, what I'm finding is that it gives all these lines better direction.
Okay.
There's an emotion behind it. When you have these kind of arias, they're sort of bass arias, sorry, but they're very declamatory and they're very sort of stately, as you said.
Right.
You can still find the emotional quality behind it.
Okay.
You know, is your wife alive or dead?
We killed her. So in our background, she was dead, and
We
the way we
or
approached
you?
it. I did. That was my original choice, and then that's what the director also wanted to do. So we all lined up on that and made that decision.
Wow. I would like to state that I was not alone in that decision. Okay, and so do you know what it's like for a girl to not have her mother there on her wedding day?
I personally know.
It's really, really hard.
Okay.
And it's the one person you want there.
Right.
And not only is she not there, it's your fault.
Okay.
And how do you feel about that?
I think because he always mentions his daughter first before the kingdom and before everything else in every recit. And so he's clearly doing both motherly and fatherly duties. So I think he does actually feel somewhat guilty because the mother is not there to see this. And so I'm trying to, this king is all about, in my opinion, masking stuff and trying to make things look better than they are, because he doesn't want things to get out of control. So I think with this, it's more of a, everything's great. This kingdom is really good. Man, this is a good kingdom, you know?
Yeah.
And everything's going to be fine. So.
And you actually have to put it on a little bit stronger than it is.
Exactly.
Since it's great. But then let me also every once in a while see that struggle, that it's probably not easy for you to do that. And let that come in a little bit. And let's go on from where we stopped. And then keep thinking Father, and she's looking at you, tears coming down. You know she misses her mom.
Right.
It's your fault.
Okay.
It's your fault. You've got to work harder. It'll be okay. I can do it all for her. Warm, welcoming, safety, home.
Okay.
It's the kingdom, yeah, but the kingdom for her is home. That's all she cares about.
Okay.
Is this the octave?
No, so 50. Yeah. Embrace it.
Piccolo suo tromba,
She's
la
crying.
fama in tutto il mondo di gioia pubblicar. Con la sua tromba,
Okay.
la fama in tutto il mondo di gioia pubblicar. Le gioie pubblicar.
You've got to work. She haven't convinced you.
Il cielo rimbomba.
Let's do it. Can we find a different way to do that? Try something different.
Oh, okay.
Don't think about it too much. This is like jazz, right?
Il cielo rimbomba.
Try something different.
Okay.
Your Ella Fitzgerald, Louis Armstrong.
Il cielo rimbomba. Che giorno più giocondo, sorde non può manar. Sorde non può manar. Sorde non può manar. Giorno più giocondo, sorte non può mandar. Non può mandar.
Awesome. How's that feeling?
Great.
Yeah. That's awesome. This is the way I would kind of work. This really is, it's a challenging aria to find these kind of different colors in, but it's there. And I think if you have the emotional journey underneath there, it will bring more color and depth into it. See where you can play with dynamics.
Okay.
Okay? One of the things I recommend to you guys is your wood shedding stuff, as you're dissecting it and working on it, especially coloratura things. Work at it at different speeds. You guys probably do that. Work at it at different dynamic levels. Okay? Do it mezzo forte, do it mezzo piano, do it pianissimo. You don't need to do it forte much. You guys can do forte. We do it a lot. We do it too much. But make sure that you're working it into your voice. You're practicing it at different dynamic levels. Why? Because then you're going to keep the voice flexible. It's never going to have one groove. It's very easy to get in one dynamic groove, one speed, velocity groove. And pretty soon, that's the only way you can do it, especially in repertoire like this. So I'm constantly breaking it apart, doing it at different speeds, different dynamics, and I'll break up the rhythm. I'll do this stuff in variations of dotted rhythms. And I'll dot it in different ways. The idea being, I've said this a couple times today, is that oftentimes on arias like this, it's the voice that's driving the car and making the choices, because it's the only way it can do it.
Mhm.
Does that ring true for any of you guys? Yeah, it's okay. The thing is, I want to rehearse this with this driving the car, the brain, so that this never knows what's gonna be expected of it. Dynamic, speed, range, all of that. I want this to constantly keep this guessing, because then it's flexible and it will respond to anything I want it to do. That all needs to be tied up to breath and proper mechanism and all that, but it's the way you rehearse it. Constantly keep this guessing. And if you can't do it in piano or mezzo piano, that's an indicator that something's not lined up right. That'll teach you, it's like, whoa, 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 I need to figure that out. So that's my suggestion when you have things like this, especially if you tape yourself and you're like, wow, I'm all at one level. How can I get different levels? You can break it down like that and work like that. But beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you
you're
so much.
welcome.